Sometimes, as we are at the Believe in the Land show, welcome. Let's talk about Sunday and then everything else that happened. Let's talk about today. How are you, Browns fans? Holy cow, what a win. I mean, welcome to the show. I'm Andy Billman. Believe in the land. What a win. What a win. You know, sometimes you get a little lucky. And there's going to be people out there, oh, you got lucky, Browns. Okay. Flag, disputed call. Sure. Did the Browns get some calls go against them early in the game? Yes, they did. Evens out. A big part of the preseason was what to do with the kicking game. What to do with the kicking game. That is no longer a discussion. Dustin Hopkins took care of business today. 4 for 5. Did a great job. Was wonderful in this game. And I mean wonderful. And Mr. Moody for the Niners, who had a chance to win this game, and he had a chance to win this game, just could not quite do it. And we go all the way back to that discussion. What to do and why this was important. That's why that kicking story early on in the preseason was such a big deal. Because of plays like today. Hopkins made all of his kicks. Made all of them. And boy, did the 49ers, Moody did not. Jake missed a big kick, 41-yarder, right down the middle of the field. And he missed it. And that's the difference in this game. And boy, was it a huge, huge difference in this game. Dustin Hopkins making his kicks is where I'd like to start off, because we talk about sometimes overrating things, but this is why the freak out was happening in the preseason about Cade York. And the Browns got back today what they deserved, because they got a field goal kicker who's competent, who's actually able to make a big field goal in a big spot. And my God, did he make a big field goal today. Holy cow. Did he make a big field goal. Wow. Biggest kick of that young man's life. And it wasn't very long. 29-yarder for Hopkins, but he made it, put him up 2. And funny enough, as Browns fans, we've seen kickers botch kicks like that, but Hopkins made it. Made a huge 50-yard field goal earlier in the game. Huge. We're looking at the Browns, who finally got a drive going after the Niners took a 17-13 lead. Hopkins made a huge field goal. Huge to get it 17-16. Not a give me. But he made it. He got everything all right. And that is the Browns of today, isn't it? One team making field goals, the other one missing. But that was a big difference in this game. Big difference. Moody missed 2. Hopkins only missed 1 on a wet, windy day. Huge difference. Cade York wouldn't have been able to even get up to the field to attempt the kick. He never would have made it. Not the case today. That was special. That was fun. That's what we needed as Browns fans. And the Browns finally got the turn. After all these years, I'm going through a lot of kickers since we've had, a changing of the guard. Finally got it right with Hopkins. Hopkins is our kicker. He is a great Browns kicker, and he has finally taken the torch from Mr. Dawson. Oh, I just wanted to say again that we talked about it all preseason. And we were all freaking out about it. This is why we were freaking out about it. Because on a day like today, the Browns needed him to make his kick. Hopkins. He missed one, but he made the biggest kick of the game. Biggest kick of the game. Huge play. Does not get any bigger from what he did. Just a huge, huge, huge win. And Hopkins was a really big difference in this game. Obviously, the other big factor in this game was the Browns' toughness. The Browns out-toughed the Niners today. They were the better team in the second half. The Browns made one catastrophic error, the Walker interception. And it took all of one play and 8 yards for the Niners to score. That was a big play in this game. That interception could have been backbreaking. 13-10. It's one thing Walker could not do. He turned the ball over, gave the ball right in a napkin, right to the Niners. And they scooped it up. Niners are too good not to scoop that stuff up. They did. Made the game. 17-13. But the Browns defense, outside the final drive of the game for the Niners, did not allow a first down for the Niners in the second half. The defense for the Browns and their toughness really shelled out in this game. The Niners had 4 drives in the second half, all 3 and outs. They were unable. Oh, actually, an interception. Then they had 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out punt. But they basically had, multiple drives. They couldn't get anything going. They just could not get things going in this game. The defense really clamped down. Really clamped down for the Browns. Their toughness showed up. No one thought the Browns were going to win this game. No one. The line moved to a catastrophic high level of 9.5 to 10. That's a large line for this game. That means everybody's picking against the Browns today. But they stepped up. No Deshaun Watson. No Nick Chubb. No Joel Bitonio. Those are big guys for this team on offense. No matter. Browns found ways to win today. They out-toughed the Niners. The second half, the defense was suffocating in this game. Suffocating in this game. They really did a great job of forcing the Niners to punt the ball away. And the Niners really didn't have the ball in the second half. And frankly, the Browns just wore them out. Wore them out. Niners defense was on the field far too long in the second half. Cost them. On the second and last drive, you could tell the Niners were starting to get gassed on defense. When you give up a 7+ minute drive, and then your offense gives it up the way they did, that's tough. Browns defense really flipped momentum in this game second half. Toughness by the Browns. Saw many players play tough today. I thought Kareem Hunt played really tough today. Jerome Ford had a really big last drive. On the game-winning field goal drive, 40 yards on the ground. Huge from Jerome Ford. Huge. Finally showing some life, Jerome Ford. Tremendous job. Amari Cooper. Toughness. Dalvin Tomlinson. My gosh. Guy just was a monster inside. Tomlinson was just getting through the backfield all day against the Niners. All those guys really stood out to me. Denzel Ward. Emerson. I thought Emerson had a great day. I know he had a flag on that last drive, but I thought he was great today. Newsome really played well today. JOK. JOK made multiple plays in this game. Just a big day. The Niners really focused on the outside guys. And Dalvin Tomlinson, give him credit, he took advantage of it. He forced the Niners the Niners just could not stop Tomlinson. Tomlinson was just absolute monster today. Monster. Kudos to Jim Schwartz. He got this defense where it needed to be today. He got this defense where it had to be today. Just an unbelievable job by him. Unbelievable job. Just was wonderful today. And he really forced the Niners into situations where they were uncomfortable. The Niners in the second half looked uncomfortable the entire second half. Just the entire second half. Really had a hard time finding their way. They just really, really had a hard time trying to get into positions to win this game. Just a great, great victory. And, Kevin Stefanski, he had some moments, but today is good for Kevin. He really needed this win. I thought, obviously if the Browns would have lost, I would have came in here and said one similar thing. I thought they were really tough today. And I thought they showed a lot of guts. I really did. Browns showed a lot of guts in this game. I thought the Browns on multiple occasions just could have, I thought really at times really changed momentum by how hard the Browns played. I mean, look, they're pros. They need to be playing hard. But they played so hard today. They wanted this so badly today. They really wanted to show everyone how good they were, and they earned it. And Stefanski, for everything he does, I'll say this: that drives me crazy, and he does drive me crazy. Stefanski does a great job of staying mild-mannered. He always keeps his team focused, and he really never gets too high or too low. And that is a compliment to Stefanski that I will say really endures him in weeks like this, where he doesn't panic, he doesn't freak out, stay the course. And Jim Schwartz really had this team ready to play today. My gosh, he did. Again, in that first half, Kyle Shanahan had a Bill Walsh-like drive. He had the Niners ready. It was 7-0 like that. Like that today. It was quick. The Browns didn't blink. They were ready for this game. And they took the punch. And boy, they got punched. And Browns were down 10-0. It felt so quick in this game. It's like, geez, are they ever going to be able to climb back in? And they did. They found ways. They clawed. Once you got to 10-0, Browns, kudos. Big play to Amari Cooper. Big play in this game. Amari Cooper catch in the first half was huge. Huge. Flipped the field. Got the Browns in position. It was a quirky play, but it worked. The pitch pass from Bryant. The pitch to Bryant to Kareem Hunt. Big plays. Big plays in this game. And the Browns settled the Niners for a punt. That was huge too. It looked like the Niners were going to get more points, and the Browns said, no way, not today. Just took a lot. The Niners really came out hot in this game. Really came out hot and really looked like at times they were not going to be able to handle the 49ers wave. Niners looked really, really good coming out. But they did. They handled it well. They were able to settle down in this game. And they just did enough. I mean, the Browns just hung in there, and kind of what they had to do today. And they did it. Again, can't say enough about how tough the Browns were today. Credit to Jim Schwartz, and actually credit goes to Kevin Stefanski. This was one of his best wins he's ever had as a coach. Such a great day for Stefanski, where no one thought you had a chance. No one. There they were, right there. And my gosh, what a wonderful day. Will we come back? More Browns victory dance over the Niners. Welcome back to the Believe in the Land show. My name is Andy Billman. If you love instantaneous commentary as soon as the game is over, go to believeintheland.com. Believeintheland.com. Commentary as soon as the Browns game. Cavaliers, they're coming up in 2 weeks. We'll be talking about the Cavs at the end of the show today. And also all sorts of gardening stuff during the spring and summer. Check out at Official Cleveland Sports on Instagram. It's at Official Cleveland Sports on Instagram. Check it out. Also, check out believeintheland.com. All sorts of articles and coverage on the teams and on the city of Cleveland, too. Todd Hall, myself, and Tony Camino. Check it out, believeintheland.com. Also, check out Believe in the Land YouTube page. Wow. Well, we ended with the toughness factor. So let's get into the plays here that really made the game. And I stated earlier, and I can't state enough, I thought when it was 10-0, it really felt like it was sliding down a grease pole, and I didn't really have a feeling that the Browns might be able to catch up in this game. I was starting to get concerned. And Amari Cooper made a catch on that drive that, frankly, turned around the game. Just was a turnaround play, something that needed to happen. The Browns were just not having they were just having a very bad time of it, trying to get things going in this game. And in fact, at that point of the game, as I'm looking at it right here on ESPN, win probability, it was at 86% at that point when the Niners were up 10-0. That's how high it got. I mean, it was bad. It just didn't feel like the Browns were getting into position to win. It just felt like they could not get over the talent. And then on a pass play where the Niners guy fell down, he did. There's no question he fell down. But you know what? You take advantage of situations, and I thought that was play one. That was a huge play in this game. Amari Cooper had another big day. Big day for the Browns. He just leads quietly. And I was so excited. It was at the end of the game. You could see him on the sideline saying, oh, my God, he missed it. And he was hugging his teammate. And that was awesome. He had 4 catches today for 108 yards, and he was great. He was great. And I'll tell you, it was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful win. You can only say it so many times, but it truly was in a game where I did not know if I really felt how the Browns were going to be able to get in this game and, frankly, get in this game and win. But that catch settled the game down. It really did. Amari Cooper really, that play, you could feel the game kind of settle down a little bit. And then Kareem Hunt had multiple big plays in this game. He had a big one from Harrison Bryant. Look, I'm not going to recommend Stefanski run that play a lot, but that was the second big play. Harrison Bryant executed it. It was goofy. And maybe the Browns needed a little goofy today. This game had a goofy vibe to it, but Harrison Bryant made the pitch to Hunt, and Hunt took care of business from there. And really made the necessary plays, got a 16-yard touchdown, and bang. Hunt today was great. You know, he's not going to have numbers that's going to shoot off the page because there's only 12 carries, 47 yards, but those 47 yards felt like they were big yards in this game. Jerome Ford, big yards. Marquise Goodwin had a big play in this game. But again, the Amari Cooper catch, the Hunt touchdown, got the Browns back in this game. Settled the game down. And I thought, again, big play in this game. Niners looked like they were going to get back some of the points they just lost. 10-7 game late in the second quarter. And Purdue was sacked. Huge sack, fumbles. Again, these kind of plays, this is what you needed. Took the Niners out of field goal range. This was a field goal day. Browns made 4 of them. Niners just could not. Niners really, after the 10-7 touchdown by Hunt, had a really hard time making the plays they needed just to get some points. Multiple times, just couldn't get the right play to get the yards necessary. That was an example there. I mean, just Purdy sacked, couldn't get the ball out, fumbles the ball, big play that drive. Forced them to not get any points, punt the ball away. That's what you have to do in these kind of games. Big play. Those little plays, again, when it was 10-0 in this game, it felt like the Browns were going to really get blown out. And then the Amari Cooper play, the Kareem Hunt play, followed up with the ending of the sack by Purdy. And the Harrison Bryant pitch, by the way, on that play, the Kareem Hunt, that really settled this game down. And it really, you could tell the Browns kind of took a breath. Finally, we're like, maybe we got this. Can finally just exhale a little bit. They needed to exhale. That first half was it just, again, the Niners just came out so hot. 5 plays, 84 yards, bang, bang, bang. Interception, missed field goals. Yikes. Oh, what's going to happen? I mean, you can just feel it. It's like, you just cannot get anything. Just could not get anything going. By the way, the good old ESPN.com playing games on me there. Had a moment where the volume was loud. Apologize about that. Anyways, back to this. ESPN.com can't slow me now. And then from that point on, field goal. Browns will start chipping away. Field goal. Interception. Brock Purdy. Great play by Emerson. Browns didn't take advantage of it, but they didn't allow the Niners to get back into it either. It was funny. Punt by the Browns. Punt back, but the Niners went backwards, punting almost from their own end zone. Basically, we're punting in their end zone. Got the ball at the 45-yard line. Again, not a big drive, 18 yards, but enough to get Hopkins in position. 46-yard field goal. Get the lead. Just chipped away. Browns just kept chip away in this game. Now, the interception by Walker could have been catastrophic. But the Browns were able to rebound. And yes, the flag on third down was a huge call in this game. Huge call. Can't say it wasn't. It was a huge call. But before you get to that 17-16, the Hopkins 50-yard field goal, again, big play in this game. Huge play. 17-13. Browns going a long 7-minute plus drive, only getting 43 yards. Again, they just chipped. Browns just kept chip away this game. Trying to shave off things in this game. Hopkins makes another field goal. It's closer. And then on that last drive, it's 3rd and 10. Was it unnecessary roughness? When I saw the play live, I thought it was unnecessary roughness. I know they didn't think so in the booth, and they didn't think so from Dean Blandino. I've seen that called against the Browns for years. Seen that play called against the Browns. It was time for the Browns to get that call back. The Browns got that call back. And they took advantage from there. Jerome Ford, huge carry. The 22-yard carry was huge in this game. Got them in position to win this game. And my God. And I'll tell you, it just shows you don't always have to have analytics. It comes down to toughness. I thought the Browns out tough today. Something no one ever thought could happen. Browns are tougher today. Kevin Stefanski, obviously, it's under his win, and he deserves that one. Was the head coach at the time where they won at the Steelers in the wild card round. Even though he wasn't physically there, he's still the head coach, and he deserves a lot of credit for that victory. If you were to ask me, though, his best win, this today was his best win. This kind of win can save people's jobs. He's got to carry it from here. It does. But hey, you're 3 and 2. Changes everything because there's still questions of what happens to Deshaun. Still not quite sure. What's gonna happen from here with this offense? Very murky. Get to PJ Walker now. He was okay. He did the job. For people wanting to praise PJ Walker, I would pump the brakes on that. He was okay. I did. I thought okay. Would I get thrilled about some of the things that I saw today from PJ Walker? No. Do I think he did enough today to hang around for another week? Of course he did. Yeah, he's gonna be here for the rest of the season. But and by the way, PJ Walker played the Niners, but you know he got the job done. But they need Deshaun Watson back. They need Joel Bitonio back. They need these guys back. Is he coming back? Is Deshaun Watson coming back this week? I don't know. After this kind of win, it takes the pressure off of having to have him come back, which I think is actually what has to be done here. It's pretty clear Deshaun Watson needs time to heal, and he is not healed. And this is a kind of injury that might take up another 2 or 3 weeks. This is week 3. Maybe it takes him through the Seattle game. Very possible. Very possible. And the Browns need wins. The Browns need to win next week. In fact, what would be perfect, probably from everybody's thinking, you win against the Colts somehow with Walker. You definitely don't play him against the Seahawks. And then you come home and play the Cardinals. Okay. I mean, that's a plausible plan now. But winning this game allows you to do that. Browns don't win today. Boy, Browns got to really start forcing him to come back. Him being watched. This win, all that pressure off. Because if you're really circling on the importance calendar, you really want him back for that Ravens game. Because you have 2 NFC games. But again, you got to keep winning games too. You can't just skip all these NFC games. You got to win 2 out of these next 3. I'll say the Browns got to figure out a way how to win 2 out of these next 3. How do you get to 5-4 before you play that stretch again? AFC North, AFC North. And then the schedule finally opens up at the end. The schedule for the Browns after that, it goes like this. At Colts, not easy. It's on the road. But okay, it's finally a game where you feel better about the opponent. At Seattle, going to be tough. Cardinals at home should win that game. And then, so you go 2-3. Then, Ravens on the road, Steelers. You got to split. You'd hope you'd win. You'd hope you win both. Get back one on the Ravens. But okay, maybe you split. 6-5. At Denver, 7-5. At LA, okay, hit Milwaukee, 8-5. Jaguars, Texans, Jets, Bears. Oof, 8-5. All of a sudden, you see how you get to 11 wins. Browns need to win 2 out of the next 3 now. Compared. So again, the big question mark has to be: can Deshaun play this week? Because if not, I don't see a reason why you don't sit him down again the following week, and then he really tests his arm for the Cardinals game. Browns finally get some road games. They have not played on the road all year. They've only had 1 road game. Big, big stretch here. Is they got to figure out the Colts is a big game. An AFC opponent, it's a winnable game on the road. Got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. Seahawks at Seahawks. That's a game we all realize. So again, if you're Deshaun Watson and you're the Brass and Berea, can you figure out how to win 2 out of 3 without Deshaun again? I don't know. Maybe. I think you can win the Cardinals game, and maybe that'll be good for him to get all that time off before you play the Ravens. Maybe that's the best thing here. Maybe get 2 more weeks of rest. I think it's very possible. Browns proved a lot here today. And again, if the Browns lose this game, now you gotta talk about you gotta win the game against the Colts. Now, you need to win, yeah, but not life and death. It would've been life and death at 2 and 4, easily. And again, the Colts games I think is important because it would be great to be able to win that game on the road with a game in your hand, knowing you're going to Seattle, because I think that Seattle game is gonna be really tough. And you got the Cardinals at home, and then if you can somehow get now you're looking at it with a win, maybe Deshaun Watson coming back against the Cardinals isn't the worst thing. Joe Bitonio is important too, and you get Joe back. But again, this win, that's how important it was for Stefanski. Huge win. Mari Cooper catch, the pitch play from Bryant, the sack on Purdy that caused the fumble at the end of the second quarter. Big plays. And then Jerome Ford 22-yard run, huge. A throw in a Hopkins field goal. That Hopkins 50-yard field goal was big. Kept the Browns in the game. Hanging around, hanging around. And that's what you do against teams like the Niners. Just keep hanging around, and eventually you get the win. And that's what the Browns here did today. They got the win. They hung around, hung around, hung around, hung around, hung around. Did enough to get the victory here today. Great win. Again, Stefanski gets credit for the Steelers win, but I think this might be his best victory. This was a great victory when no one thought the Browns would. No one. They came up with it. We come back. Okay. Welcome back to the Believe in the Land show. My name is Andy Billman. Check out all of our instant coverage as soon as the game ends, like today against the Browns. You could be there with thousands of your friends, checking out, talking about the Browns' victory. All the time, too, with the Cavs. All the time, too, with the Buckeyes. As soon as the Buckeye game ends, we will be there. Penn State this week. We're going to talk about that up here next. Big week. Check it out at Official Cleveland Sports. It's at Official Cleveland Sports Instagram. Check it out. Also, and as always, go to BelieveInLand.com for all of your Buckeye coverage, all your coverage for the Browns, all your coverage for the Guardians, everything Cleveland sports, everything Cleveland for that matter. Go to BelieveInTheLand.com. Check it out today. Still thrilling victory for the Browns, wasn't it? That today was fun. Browns needed that. I still can't get over how they won that game today. They did such a wonderful job with that game. Buckeyes now. Buckeyes real quickly. They did what they needed to do this week. They were playing an inferior opponent. Boilermakers were not up to the task, because that's not surprising. But what they did in the meantime, which was good, and something that the Browns needed, not the Browns, Buckeyes needed to do, was home in on their running game. They needed to figure out what was going on with the running game, and they did. They finally got some things that they got going without Travion Henderson, without their stars, without their star running back, but really without, frankly, just Dallin. That was it. I mean, that was an impressive victory when they did not have their best running backs. And Marvin Harrison Jr. had a good day, yes. But when Dallin Hayden, sorry, not Harden, Hayden was your leading rusher. Xavier Johnson did okay. Chip Trainum really didn't play much. Had a head injury. Hopefully he's okay. But that is significant about how well they did today. I mean, I'm sorry, on Saturday. I mean, the Buckeyes, with no Travion Henderson, got 152 yards on the ground. They finally got that running game going much better. And McCord came out clean in this game. Much better performance from Kyle McCord. He was dominant from start to finish in this game. Really played well. Really played well. Probably his best game he's had as a Buckeye. Even better than the Notre Dame game. He was great. He was really good. I know the Browns are I mean, I know the Boilermakers are an inferior opponent, but my gosh, he they just stomped on him, and they needed this kind of win. They needed a win where they could put it on cruise control. They clearly did today, and they did what they had to do to get the victory and get ready now for Penn State. But again, McCord, who had gotten a lot of brush fire and brush back, even from Marvin Harrison Sr., I didn't think was very nice or very appropriate. That's for a different, just real quickly on that, people didn't see it. Marvin Harrison Sr. put up a photo or two, kind of mocking the play of McCord. Not sure I understand that from a guy who's got a fellow son on the team. Not very gentlemanly, not very fatherly. These kids are all trying. And yes, McCord. And the amazing thing is, McCord's not playing badly. I think McCord's fine. Didn't understand that this week from Marvin Harrison Sr. That said, they did what they had to do in this week. Defense was very good. Boilermakers couldn't make field goals in the rain, and away we go. And in fact, it wasn't for a Devin Brown fumble. I wonder if this game would have been in the 50s. No, they ended up being 41-7. Now, real quickly on Devin Brown, because I'm glad he got in there and played, and I'm glad he got into moments. If I were the Buckeyes, I would be careful about bringing out Brown too much more. I think Brown is a little loosey-goosey. I thought it was good timing to put him in the game against Purdue, but I actually don't think he's ready for prime time much more than that. I think they need to relax on him. I'm sure in some aspects, it's just trying to get him into a game, get him into a flow of the game. Okay, you can check that box he did. Would not do too much more, though. If I were Coach Day, I'd be very careful about how you use from here on out Brown. I really think he belongs on the bench right now. I'll let McCord drive this thing, but I won't say too much more than that. I thought, again, you got a little too cutesy towards the end of that. It worked out. Bop, bop, bop. Buckeyes win, so who cares? And that's very fair. All to be said, though, you just don't want it to get too cutesy. And I thought at times in that game with Brown, they could have pulled back the reins, and they didn't. I just didn't think he should have been playing as much as he did. He had 8 carries. I thought 2 or 3 carries fine, but 8 carries is a lot. And he ended up fumbling the ball. Again, don't want to get, too, was risky with trying to do something to develop your own quarterback, yes. But at the same time, I think it's more important that McCord gets more opportunities in these spots right now and not so much seeing what Brown can do. I think it's good that McCord can still get some moments here, and he needs those moments. McCord's still a young quarterback. I just don't think it's good for his development to be taking Brown in and out of these games. Wouldn't do it. I think McCord needs to stay in there. I think he needs to earn any reps he can get. I think it's very, very important. All right, so you go into the Penn State week. Big game. I think Ohio State will be the favorite. They should. Something else, though, to remind everybody. Yes, Penn State's undefeated. Yes, it is Penn State. We all know that. It's a big rivalry. It's not, and it is. It's become a big rivalry. Penn State, Ohio State, for not just the football schools and colleges, but for high school, it's a big thing whenever Ohio and Penn State play. So to see the 2 college teams play is great. It reminds me a lot of the fun things whenever I would see a high school team from Ohio went to Bishop Watterson play a Pennsylvania team. Those were always big games. So there's a lot of natural, their state border. There's a lot of good things. It's too bad you're in the future not going to be playing every year. But from what I've seen, Ohio State keeps growing each game, and they're still not fully healthy. Hopefully Henderson, and I would think Henderson would play in this game. I mean, we're just projecting, we're just guessing, but I would think Henderson would play in this game. They need him. Abuka would be great too, but they have so much talent in wide receivers. I think they'll be okay here. Um, Penn State's defense is very good, but Ohio State's defense has really improved. I think the key in this game, can they get Henderson on the field to keep that running game revved up? Because in past years, you didn't need so much a running game. You can pass to win. I think the Buckeyes will need to run here. Penn State's going to force Ohio State to run the ball. Ohio State's going to have to get some yards on the ground. It's going to be very important on Saturday. That's why Henderson coming back is important. Also, Chip Trayanum coming back will be great. They need these guys. They really do. Another thing to keep in mind, there hasn't been one of these games. Ohio State, it's a big game, so you want this game. Ohio State really can't afford to lose this game. The way it's tricking on college football, Ohio State needs to win on Saturday. Home game, rivalry, top 10 team, need to win the game. A lot of these teams are not losing. It's still mid-October, so things can happen, but the way things are shaking out, I don't know if Ohio State can afford a loss at home against Penn State. Again, you want to win the game anyway. I think that adds an added element to it. Ohio State needs to win this game. Key to me, can they run the ball effectively and limit Penn State's big plays? Penn State's offense is not comparable to Ohio State. That's the key. No turnovers, which Ohio State really has not turned the ball over this year. Keeping the running game going to play to the pass. Because, again, Ohio State, I don't think is going to score in the 30s. I think it's going to be high 20s. Can they keep Penn State limited to the big plays? I think they will. And they've been battle tested with the Notre Dame game in their back pocket. Really, Penn State up to this point has really not been tested. I mean, I know people say Ohio State hasn't been, but what's Penn State's biggest game so far? I mean, I guess Iowa, and Iowa looks terrible. So this is a big game for both. So we all would know. Wouldn't need anybody to tell me. I don't need to tell you that. But again, I repeat, I think this is a big game for Ohio State to win because of how the teams are shaking around them for the playoff. Only 4 teams this year. Next year's 12. Need to win that game. Can't afford a home loss. Penn State. Really can't. Don't think they can lose this game and make the playoffs. That's how big this game is. Ohio State, Penn State will be all over it next week. It should be a very fun game. A very big game. We come back, we'll do a little bit more Browns and the Cavs. Welcome back to the Believe in Land show. My name is Andy Billman. God, what a great win. This defense was great. Just a wonderful win for the Browns. Can I tell you, still sitting here just watching all the videos and the reactions from around the country from Browns fans. It's a sweet, sweet victory on Sunday. Really was. Cavs. The Cavs are playing a lot faster this year in 2 preseason games. They talked about how they're going to be pushing the ball up and down the floor. Sometimes that's just a footnote in what happens as the teams revert back to, especially in the NBA. They always say we want to play faster, more up-tempo, and you really don't see that changing a lot from year to year. It's sometimes very rare. Cavs are actually doing it. This new team with Strus, with Niang, have a little bit more attitude, and they're definitely playing with a lot more tempo. I really like what I see from Strus and Niang both. They're going to be bringing a lot, and what's great is it's going to put emphasis on Okoro. If he wants minutes, he's going to earn the minutes. Okoro should not be forgotten or should be given up on, but to be fair, he was given minutes. I don't know if he was earning minutes with the Cavs recently. With these new moves, he is going to have to prove on the floor what he can do, and that's not going to be easy for him at times if he's not able to make shots. Niang and Strus can really make shots. I like what I see from the Cavs a lot. And as for, Jarrett Allen's injury, it's big. But the Cavs can absorb it on other years. I don't know if they'd be able to absorb this loss. I think Allen's going to be out for a little bit, as we really haven't given a timetable back. Maybe he comes back in 10 days before the season starts. We'll see. Season starts on the 25th. We'll see. Possibly. But I think it's realistic to think that you're not going to have him around for a little bit. But in either case, I think they can absorb the hit. They need him at some point, but in past years, if Allen was out getting towards the regular season, I think we'd be freaking out. I don't think we'll be freaking out with this because of what I just said. I think they can absorb the loss compared to what was the norm for the Cavs in the past few years. That said, my one note on the other end, the rebounding is a real concern for the Cavs. They're going to have to figure out how to rebound better in a preseason. You don't want to put too much stock into it, but they have not been rebounding great. Again, preseason, I don't know how much you put into something like that. That said, it's got to get better. Got to get better during the regular season. I do think this new tempo offense is going to cause, at times, who is going to be boxing out, especially on defense, because Mobley's going to be protecting the rim. Who's going to be the guys getting the rebound? It's a key thing with the Cavs this year, something to watch. I like Mobley at the 5. It's great. Someone's got to squeeze that orange once the ball gets missed. Who's going to come down with the rebounds for the Cavs is something to watch throughout the season. Go, Browns, go. What a Sunday it was. It doesn't even matter whatever happened else this week in the week of Cleveland sports. My name is Andy Billman. What a victory for the Browns. Have a good week.